child, and peace attend thee all through the night. Guardian angels, come and stand thee all through the night. Soft the drowsy eyes are craving, hill and vale in slumber sleeping. I, my loved ones, watch and keeping all through the night.
Okay, all right. Tell me what the were you, no, I'll do this differently. Were the two patterns clear? Which was when she changed the pattern? James, did you think it was clear?
I did, yeah.
You did.
Mm-hmm.
What two patterns did she use, and where did she change them?
She had a, in the first two measures of each phrase, it was just very plain and
Okay.
four. And then in the second second two measures, she accented or not accented, I guess she made the last two beats more
Okay.
dramatic to sort of pull us into the next
Okay.
phrase.
Somebody else see it differently? Is that what you tried to do, or?
I tried to do the last measure in the German.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I saw
yeah.
too.
Yeah, but I wasn't sure whether or not to do it in the third or fourth, or to do it in both the third and fourth measure, or just the fourth measure, if that makes any
All right,
sense.
you need to go get your music. Okay.
Well, no, the only reason I say that is because of the syncopation in the third measure. Does that make sense? Like, because it's
I don't see syncopation anywhere.
in all through the night?
Yeah, tell me where I'm missing.
Because in the third and fourth beat of the third measure.
Is that syncopation?
Is that that's not syncopation?
I don't think so, actually.
What
Am I
would it-
wrong?
The stressed accents are
Do you see
still
syncopation in this anywhere?
Maybe it's not maybe that's not the right word, but because of the beat or the rhythm.
All right, so slowly explain to me, because I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Okay.
Where are you using the German for?
I was using it in the fourth measure
In the fourth measure, for
For the
what purpose?
because it's the end of the phrase,
And?
and I wasn't sure whether or not to use it in the third and fourth measure.
Okay, but is it appropriate to use in the fourth measure? Let's talk about that. What purpose does it serve in the fourth measure, if we're going to use it there? Somebody help me. I'm having trouble with this today. Josh,
It gives a very clear breath to the choir.
not only that, there's an issue with the fourth measure. What is it?
Just a whole.
Mm-mm. Well, that's true. What's the issue in the fourth measure?
Would be the T.
Yes. Where does the T go? Where does the T go? So the T can go in a lot of places. The T can go on the fourth beat. The T can go after the fourth beat. The T can go before the fourth beat. It could be night. Boom. It could be night. Look up. Turn around. Night. Boom. Right? Is one way to do it. It could be night. Boom. Right? And then we don't use the German. It could be night. Right? We need to make a decision. If you're going to use the German for there, what's the best place for the T? Look over here a second. Down, down, to the left, to the center, and around. Where's the best place for that T?
On the third beat.
On the third beat.
Around, yeah.
Night. Breath. Come in. Right? What's the problem? Why is it not as good to do this? Night. Boom. Why is that not as good a choice?
It doesn't give the choir time to breathe.
Not as much time to breathe, right. You have a much better breath if you're going to do the T here. And the T is what kind of a sound? It's a percussive sound, isn't it? What's the correct term for the T?
Plosive?
It's what?
Plosive?
Plosive, right. Okay. And so this gesture is a better gesture for that, isn't it? Than this. All right. Is there any argument for not using the German there? Night. Does the German really service any significant purpose there or not? Look up again. Night. Is that just as effective as night?
It's
What?
clear with the German.
I think it's more clear
What
with
is
the
clear?
German.
The German is more
Yeah,
clear?
I think it's more clear with the consonant.
Okay, yes.
It kind of depends on how you want the line to work. It's if you want a clear and definite break there, definitely use the German. If you want to keep a really legato line all throughout, it's just conducting a basic 4 pattern might be better.
And he's right on the money. And what kind of, that's an artistic decision you need to make. You as the conductor, you need to decide how you think that should be. What guides making that decision? What do we consider when we're going to make that decision? My goodness, you're so quiet. Did you eat breakfast? I mean, have you been up? Did you do your 2-mile run? It's the style. You need to consider the style. What is the style of this piece?
It's a lullaby.
It's a lullaby, but what style is it? What do we call this? It's a folk song, right. It's a folk song. And it's a lullaby. So which direction do we go? Do we go German or do we go Josh?
Could you do a mixture of both?
Well, we could do a mixture of both, but not in the same measure. I mean, we either need to do. I'm talking about that. Yeah, you're right. But I mean, I'm talking about that final measure. Which way do we go? Do we go German or do we go Josh? It's a folk song. It's a lullaby. What do we want to do?
I didn't realize it. And now I did. So,
Personally, I'd go German.
Yeah, I would too.
You would.
I would.
Okay.
I would just because of the T.
You would go regular.
I wouldn't do the same.
Okay. Listen, what would you do?
I would probably go
Don't worry about
The
it.
regular. What would you do?
I think I'd do German so the choir can breathe into the next phrase.
Okay. Lauren, what would you do?
I said I would go German.
German. Andrew, what would you do?
Probably German.
It's just
Okay.
too
James,
much.
what would you do?
I like the German, but at the same time, I like the longer phrase.
What would you do?
Being the sacred music major that I am,
Yes.
I'm thinking in terms of like singing on a Sunday morning in church, and I feel like if you did the German one, I would pick German personally because I feel like it would keep the whole thing rolling. I feel like if you just kept going legato, then it would eventually start dragging with that huge group of people all singing the same thing. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. Is this something typically one would sing in church?
Yes. Actually, we just did
I've
this
sang that
too
in
not
church.
too long ago.
Yeah.
Maybe not to these words, but this tune. Oh, yeah.
Okay. And when one sings it in church, is it said as a hymn?
Yes.
All right, so that's a different style, isn't it? All right, there is no wrong answer here, but also there is no right answer. I would go traditional. I would do all through the night, ding, da, da, because I think it's a simple folk song. Doing this all through the night is also correct. It's a matter of whether you like
It's just
chocolate
like
or
almost
vanilla.
Too elegant.
I like them.
All depends on what you like. All depends on what you like.
I mean, the assignment was choose two.
I understand
why.
that. Chocolate is not better than vanilla. It's different. Okay, it's different. There's not one that's better. They're both ice creams. All right. If you were to go with traditional there, where might you change the pattern?
beginning.
Please know that what you're doing is not wrong. I'm just asking you for options. I don't want you to go, oh my God, I'm going to get an A minus, that's an F.
No, I honestly don't really know.
Okay, who does know?
Can you repeat that question? Yeah.
Sure. If we're going to make the decision to do the traditional pattern at the end of the phrase, where might we change the pattern?
You go more Italian at measure 9.
Is that the second half? Yes, that's exactly right.
Okay.
Okay, so look, turn around. You need swivel chairs, don't you?
Yeah.
Bum, 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 dee, da, da, measure 9. Da, dee, da, da, dee, da, 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 bum, 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 bum. Now I've done 3. I've done 3 different patterns in there. Okay? For $20 or less, can you do 3 different patterns? Try it.
I can try, yes.
Okay.
You can do it.
You can win a trip to nowhere.
See, my child, and peace attend thee all through the night.
Okay, stop 1 second. If you breathe,
Yeah.
they'll breathe.
Okay.
All right, some of you said the problem with going traditional at the end was the choir didn't get enough time to breathe. Make sure they do by showing that a little better. And if the left hand's not going to add,
Then don't use it.
yes.
Okay.
Good.
See, my child, and peace attend thee all through the night.
Breathe.
Guardian angels, God will send thee all through the night. Soft rosy
Very nice.
are creeping here and there in slumber sleeping. My loved ones watch and keeping
Breathe.
all
Smile.
through the night.
It's a lullaby. Don't look terrified. You're going to scare the child. Okay? All right. Nicely done. Thanks for doing that.